Arg! Ahoy there, matey! Welcome aboard the world of boating.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
I was just looking into buying a boat of my own.
Call World of Boating toll-free now at 1-8888-28-BOAT. That's 1-888-828-BOAT.
And welcome. This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Barry the Boater, and Mike the Mariner rounding out the crew as we attempt to navigate the latest boating news and information and make a feeble attempt to tie boating into the AC/DC concert in my birthday. and the way we're going to do that is last night, Friday night in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium, AC/DC played with over 50,000 of my closest friends for my birthday. It was friggin' awesome.
I don't know how you got them to show up. I mean, they set up the drum set. They did the whole thing.
They pulled out all the stops.
You.
They had the cannons. I mean, God bless them.
And all you got was those flashing ear.
Well, I didn't get them. I paid for them, Barry.
You paid for those?
Yeah, they didn't give. No, actually, I got to give props. I actually did get an autographed T-shirt from AC/DC. And so this is my public thanks to them. I knew somebody who knew them, and and I did. I got an autographed T-shirt from the band for my birthday. Wow. It's freaking awesome. I'm not even joking about that. I couldn't believe it.
Where is it?
It's going to be put in a museum.
It's in a vault right now.
Yes.
It's in a vault right now.
And I'm going to get it certified and the whole thing and pass it down as an heirloom or something.
It's in the
I think he's getting it
litter
blessed
box
by the Pope or something.
Yes.
I'm not exactly sure.
So true. Yeah. So Mike the Mariner and myself went over to the AC/DC concert last night. I was celebrating a birthday. We blew it up and had a limo, the whole thing. Took a limo all the way from Orlando to Tampa. And arrived in style. We actually showed up to one of the little pre-concert things in this big white stretch limo, and you could see all the people go, "Hey, is that the guys? Is that the band?" It was pretty.
No. If you really wanted to get there in style, you would have gone there by helicopter and landed at the local helipad. I'm sure there's one around that stadium.
Well, there might be, but there's laws and things that get in the way of
we would have landed right on the stage. I think that would have been the way to do it.
Right.
I will say this: I'm super happy about the decision we made to take the limo over there because that was just perfect. I mean, just not dealing with the traffic and just having fun, talking. You know, we just had a great time.
Yeah.
My new bride and your son and just. Really
we had
cool.
a good time. That was a very memorable birthday party for sure.
Did you give the driver 5 stars?
We gave him way more than that. Trust me.
Oh, good.
It wasn't cheap, but he was awesome too.
Hey,
it was
your
just
birthday.
great.
You gotta
That's right.
spread
It was great
the joy
all the way around, and really had a fun time. And it was good to have Mike and his better half along for the ride as well. So we just had a big old party. And as you can see on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch, I'm sporting some of my new AC/DC gear that I picked up, as well as Mike. And we were both thunderstruck in Tampa on May 16th on my birthday. And we're wearing the shirts, and I got the little AC/DC devil horns.
So you're telling me that your birthday is on May 16th?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is when your birthday is?
Correct.
Okay. Just making sure that it's on May 16th.
Yeah. Is that a trick question?
No.
You're losing me, Barry. What?
No, it's okay. So I wanted to guess, because I haven't been to a concert since the Stone Age.
Yeah.
How much shirts were, and I guess I'm way off because I figured $30 for a T-shirt, and you're laughing. There you go. I haven't even decided on that thing that's glued to your head yet.
Yeah, the devil horns. I'm wearing the AC/DC devil horns.
He had those surgically implanted last night.
Yeah, that
looks like it.
Be careful. I'll poke your eye out with these things.
So you want to give us a clue, or are we supposed to go online and?
Well, okay. So you guessed the T-shirts that me and Mike are wearing were what, $30?
$30, yeah.
Wrong
for a T-shirt.
Wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the cheapest T-shirt they had available was like $50.
Seriously, for a T-shirt.
Seriously,
Yeah.
which was probably double of the cost of, more than double of the cost of what I paid to see AC/DC in the 80s. So,
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I mean, it's
so
ridiculous, the
Well,
price.
and
well,
that's not. Go
this
ahead.
definitely goes down as the most expensive concert I've ever attended in my entire lifetime.
Right. And we had primo seats. I was in the second
Yeah.
row center of the stadium,
Yeah.
and we were talking about this before we got, on the air today. And I could have easily sold my tickets for over $2,000 a piece.
Yeah.
It was sold out. Over 50,000 people, AC/DC fans, were in the
So
audience.
what you're
and
saying is
demand
we
was
made a
high.
bad financial decision to
Probably.
attend the concert.
Just to go see that giant pirate ship in Tampa Stadium. I mean, that's the dedication we have here on the World of Boating. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Because that's
Ah, so
how I figure.
World of Boating ties in.
That's
okay.
that's how we write the whole thing off, right? You're the
There's a
accountant.
boat with cannons. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
boat with cannons in the in the
And
Yeah.
I guess the devil horns could
Yeah.
somehow be like a pirate type thing.
that's a safety device.
Yes.
It's a
Yes,
beacon.
there you go.
It's a beacon.
Right.
It's
Yeah. As you're sinking, you have to wear that.
Yeah.
You actually hook your treasure chest keys on one of the horns, and you'll never lose it.
Well, it kind of
That's
looks
what
like
the
a boat
pirates-
cleat, you know.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
so it wasn't. You said the least expensive T-shirt
Yeah.
was $50.
Right.
So, all right. So 75 for that one.
No, it was a $50 one. We got
Oh,
the
okay, okay.
the
So
most
it actually had the
economical,
silk
if that's
screen.
the
Yeah.
right
All
word
right.
to use, which no, I don't think it is. but yeah, we
Okay,
spent a lot
but
of money. Ain't no
Now
doubt
the
about
light,
that.
the thing on your head.
Oh, the
Mm.
devil horns, they flash, and just for
Yeah,
that
I
feature
know.
alone, that probably we'll go ahead and take a guess on how much those, because they sold
Ah.
thousands of these things. I mean,
Yeah.
Really?
yeah,
Which ear is the battery in?
what's it?
In
Say it
your
again?
left
think it's
ear or
on the
right ear? Where's
I
your
think it's in
where's
the
the
top.
battery for the horns?
Oh,
Do
it's-
you
it's
you
right-
stuff
it's
it
right
in your
in the
left
middle.
ear or right ear?
No, it's right in the middle. There's a little box. Yeah. And it's actually, I got my finger in a little socket right now just to keep them powered up.
Is that why you're twitching?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, they
it would-
sold thousands of these things, and the whole stadium was lit up with people wearing these goofy little AC/DC devil horns. So I had to
Yeah.
get it.
And the
Yeah.
amounts are going to be in denominations that are easy to make change with. So 50, 75, $100.
No, these
somewhere around there.
actually were a little cheaper.
Seriously?
Yeah. This is one of the cheapest things you could buy. It was like $25.
How could that be 25 and your T-shirt is 50?
Well,
That makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah,
I
there's
don't know.
not as much technology in the T-shirt. I mean, you'd think it'd be the other way around.
yeah. China. I don't know.
China, I guess.
But regardless, yeah, I got my AC/DC devil horns. There you
so
go. And then
are
I got
those
my
the only two
t-shirt.
things you got?
I got a
The t-shirt.
program. I got
Program.
plenty of video of us,
Mhm.
rocking out to AC/DC.
Yeah.
And it was just great. And yeah, they do have a giant pirate ship in the stadium at the back of the stadium. Have you ever seen that, Barry?
No.
Yeah.
Not
I mean,
yet.
it's part of
No.
the Tampa Bay Buccaneers thing.
Oh,
I-
okay.
And I believe when they score, don't they shoot a cannon off from
do.
that thing?
They do. Yeah.
It's pretty impressive, actually. And when you look at it, I mean, it's a massive structure at the back of the stadium, and so it fit well with the whole, kind of piratey kind of thing. And
So
then,
this is an outdoor stadium?
yeah, of
Yes.
course, it's a big outdoor
It
stadium
wasn't
for a
hot?
football stadium. Oh, it was a little toasty, but it wasn't
It
unbearable.
wasn't
in the evening.
terrible. I mean,
yeah.
the concert was at night, so
Yeah.
we weren't in the sun or anything. And I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pleasant.
The weather was pretty good.
Yeah. Once the sun, came off of your seats, it was fine.
And
I
they
mean,
sounded amazing. The
Yeah,
band,
it is- oh my
just
gosh.
really.
really, I'll tell you what, I couldn't believe how great they sounded, and props to AC/DC. I mean, Angus is like 72 or something, and
Yeah.
the way he runs around the stage is still insane. Very
Yeah.
entertaining. So great show. If you have the opportunity to go see AC/DC, go tell them Greg, your first mate, sent you, and they won't give you anything, and hopefully they won't ban you from the premises. But if you go, you'll have an awesome time. So there you go. There's our concert review from Mike the Mariner and myself.
There you
We
go.
spent way too much money, but we had a great time. More coming up on the World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
explorer in the other 2/3 of your world. Be the buddy who takes the kids in the aquarium instead of just to it. Be adventurous. Be amazed. Be a diver.
Traffic sucks, unless you're scuba diving with Mike Scott.
Mike glanced down at his dive computer. It showed less than 50 psi left in his tank. Probably just a few more breaths.
Or riding shotgun in a thrilling car chase.
One bullet hit the Jeep's windshield, spiderwebbing the passenger side. Mike shifted into second gear and felt the Jeep leap forward. This just got serious.
Escape your commute with audiobooks from author Eric Douglas. Download to your phone. Go to booksbyeric.com or audible.com.
Hosting a radio show about scuba diving and boating is one of the best gigs on the planet. It's actually part of my job to check out and report on cool new products I personally use to enhance my diving and boating adventures. However, I do believe in sharing the joy, and this is why we've added Nanook protective hard cases to our list of products you can now purchase on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Nanook cases are designed to protect the most sensitive equipment in the harshest environments. Underwater photographers, listen up. From their high-impact NK7 resin to their exclusive Power Claw latches, Nanook has raised the bar for those of you that demand the best protection for your gear. Plus, Nanook protective cases cost less than similar products currently on the market. The company has been around for over 15 years, but it's new to the U.S., so we've made a small number of Nanook cases available exclusively for you at a special introductory price on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Go there now and check out Nanook, the evolution of protection.
Successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the world of boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
You can't have 5 people or 10 people in a boat.
So if it is a family of 4 or 5, like husband, wife, and kids, they're going to have to pick 2 of them at a time.
They would, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Greaseball, where did you get the right to tell me how many people can come on my boat? Nobody asked that question. Whoa, really? It's on the boat or on the dock. Nobody said anything. Sweetly sailing, darling. Sweetly sailing by the sea.
This is the world of boating. Greg, your first mate, Barry the Boater, Mike the Mariner, rounding out the crew as we attempt to navigate the latest boating news and information and connect an AC/DC concert to boating. You may ask, how is that possible? I don't know, but they do got a big-ass pirate ship in the back of the stadium there at Tampa Bay Stadium, and it's I don't know if it actually has a name, but it's connected to their Buccaneers Cove, food experience for Tampa Bay Bucks. And I don't know if I didn't get that close to it to see if you could actually walk on it. I don't think you could, but
I think you could get roasted corn for a Buccaneer.
Okay, okay, but it is pretty cool. I mean, it's quite a visual
So
staple.
I'm surprised
for
that you guys are even alive today and your heads aren't ringing.
Yes,
they are.
Well, yeah, you wondered what that low end hum was.
Yeah,
you heard during the first. That was some technical glitch.
You hear is coming from my skull.
Yeah, that was just a frequency resonating from Mike the Mariner's brain. Mine's not far there, far behind him there actually, but I'm managing okay at the moment. I'll probably crash a little later and
take
stuff.
A little,
yeah,
take a little
something
nappy.
about that old man.
Yeah. Well, I was drinking high-end bourbon, and maybe that helped,
so
but I
nasty.
don't think so.
Hey,
Nasty.
Memorial Day is coming up.
It is.
Are you guys planning any boating excursions? Because we are.
Well, we got to talk about that, and actually, this is National Safe Boating Week, isn't it, Barry?
Yes. Yep. It is National Safe Boating Week, and you know that if you go out to a ramp, you may see U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary there or the Power Squadron out there. They'll be offering pamphlets. Some of them may be doing boat inspections if you have your chance to do it. Get your boat inspected. It doesn't cost anything. If there's anything that seems wrong, they will just list it for you. They will not punish you or anything like that, but they will make an effort to get you to comply, so that you get a nice sticker to put on your windshield, and it tends to keep the fuzz away from you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, plus it's just a great thing to do, right? Just make sure that you're prepared, and a good safety inspection once a year
check your flares.
Check. Yep.
Yeah, we did that on the 4th of July, Barry. Come on, we talked about that last week.
Oh yeah, I know that, but you still have to check them. People forget about them. You buy them.
Okay, well, just so we're clear, when you say check them, that doesn't mean set them off. Just
no. That means there's a date on them that they expire, and the Coast Guard sees that date is expired. They will not count that. And the same thing applies to if you have an inflatable PFD. On mine, there is an expiration date. I can't use that as a count towards the number I'm supposed to have on my boat, if it's expired. It's not cheap to to get an inflation kit for them. So what I will do is at least have some fun with it and jump in my neighbor's pool and see if it actually still works.
Yeah. Well, what is the cost for one of those cheapy life vests these days?
The self-inflator ones run to rearm them, you mean?
No. Like, rearm them. I know that can cost a few bucks.
I'm on mine. It costs about $80 because it's the type that
about one AC/DC T-shirt is what you're saying.
Oh yeah. No, a little bit more than that because mine's the type that it actually has to go down about a meter into the water before it sets.
But what about one of those giant triangular orange things that are bulky and goofy?
They're really uncomfortable.
Yeah,
$35.
Yeah.
Not
See, I'm
expensive.
thinking, you ought to have a couple of those as spares sitting in your garage.
Oh yeah. No, not in the garage. I actually have them with bungees on the back of my seat. So you look at your boat next time and then get yourself some bungees, and you could put things all around your boat that make it safety compliant and still easy to walk around.
So you use your cheap life vests as butt pads, just for the record.
That can be.
Okay.
So don't worry about the smell.
Interesting.
You won't have to worry about it. I even have the name on yours that you get to use personally.
And I don't know if I should go any further.
It just says
than
Greg on it, and that's it.
Right? Okay. Okay.
He has his own flotation device?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the one that Barry sets on. And he arranges it, just so it looks like a toilet seat. And he sits there and caresses his nether regions. Oh, boy. Anywho,
whoa, where's this going?
I don't know. I didn't go to his AC/DC show.
Anywho, yeah, I mean,
anyhow,
when you have those nice PFDs, I mean, those do have to be rearmed. They expire. What I'm saying is just having a couple cheap ones in the garage as backups if you accidentally let one expire, and then you realize, oh crap, I got to go get this thing reloaded. But you still got some cheapy ones you can throw on the boat and save
you keep them on the boat. And
maybe,
you know what you do with the expired ones? If you're going to rearm it, have a little fun with it. Actually take it out, jump into the water, and if it's manual inflation, pull the tab, see what it's like.
Well, that wouldn't be manual.
You don't
if
get
you
a
pull
surprise. Well, some of them are manual where you have to pull a tab. Other ones are automatic where if they get wet, they go off, or if they go underwater, they go off. So
they have a tablet that dissolves when water.
Or a piece of paper or something like that. Yeah. So, I mean, you might as well try it out so you don't get surprised next time,
right,
something goes wrong.
But if you realize your flares are expired, I mean, so what do we even know what you're technically supposed to? We know what we would do. I'll set this aside for July 4th.
You mean for legally, you soak them in water.
Is that what you do?
You get a bucket, and put them in water, and that'll just destroy the pyrotechnics inside. It'll leak inside because that's what happens is the humidity gets into them over time. Okay. I mean, they are sealed up. If you ever take a good look at them,
What is that? The little canisters that are inside the flare thing?
The ones that look like little shotgun shells. Yeah.
Right. And so you throw those in a bucket and they will just dissolve.
Well, over time, I mean, it won't do it in 5 minutes, but it'll definitely deactivate it.
And then you just what?
Throw them out.
Just throw them out?
Okay. I mean, they won't burn or anything like that. I mean, you could try it out afterwards, on the 4th of July. after you soaked. I mean,
we don't recommend that, just for the record.
Yeah, just for the record. And don't whatever you do, don't aim them at your neighbor across the lake.
No,
right. Unless he's been giving you a hard time.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I know what we used to do with Roman candles. You know, one would stand at one end of the street, the other would stand at the other end, and we would have little.
Well, you got to be careful.
There.
You know, with we joke about it, but in all honesty, if those things are expired and you set them off on 4th of July or whatever for some special occasion, they could end up blowing up on you. I mean,
they won't blow up. They just won't work.
Yeah.
You don't think they would? They could blow up?
No. They just, again, what happens is the humidity sitting in the garage or wherever,
they'll just
gets
be duds.
into them, and then they become duds. And that's the reason why they had that expiration date.
Okay. Yeah. So if you save them for the 4th of July and you get a dud, well, I guess I made the right decision.
Yeah.
And if not, you get a fun little fireworks show. But we don't recommend that. That's just
Not
off the
that
record
much.
kind of stuff, right? All right. More coming up.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Traffic sucks unless you're scuba diving with Mike Scott.
Mike glanced down at his dive computer. It showed less than 50 psi left in his tank. Probably just a few more breaths.
Or riding shotgun in a thrilling car chase.
One bullet hit the Jeep's windshield, spiderwebbing the passenger side. Mike shifted into second gear and felt the Jeep leap forward. This just got serious.
Escape your commute with audiobooks from author Eric Douglas. Download to your phone. Go to booksbyeric.com or audible.com.
Do you have a message or product you need to share with the boating world? Well, look no further than the World of Boating radio show. Just like you, thousands of boating enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to worldofboating.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
Successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Well, Joe, he's all smiles and fun till we get out on the sea. About the time the waves start rocking is the time his face turns green. Even when the weather's nice, no matter how smooth the ride, you'll always find my buddy Joe hanging off the side. So I said, Joe, while you're busy getting sick and heaving on the crew, I wanted you to know that I appreciate you too. I know that you get seasick, but I'm sure glad you come. You're not just my buddy, you're my chum. That's right. You're not just my buddy, you're my chum.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to boating and my birthday. And that is the Scuba Cowboy, good friend of mine, who happens to celebrate.
Didn't he write that for you?
Yeah, he did. He called me his chum.
Yeah.
And I used to be called the Chunkster back in college, and so he used that as inspiration, wrote that song. But you can check him out, thescubacowboy.com. But he celebrates a birthday in May as well.
Hey, a public service announcement.
Yeah, what's that, Barry? What do you got?
If you're going to go out on Monday, May 26th, one of the things you may want to look at if you're launching or retrieving your boat are the tides. Because at least for me, high tide's always been easier to launch and retrieve than low tide. So low tide in Fort Lauderdale will be at 2:50 a.m. And I don't think anyone with a family is going to be out there at that time. Maybe fishermen will. High tide will be at 8:38 a.m., which is good. It'll make it easy to launch those boats.
Right.
You know, you're not jumping 4 feet from the from the dock down into your boat or climbing back up.
Well, and if you have to navigate any in-water obstacles, that'll hopefully help as well, right?
Yeah, being on high tide. Now, the next low tide, though, is at 3:08 p.m. So
plan accordingly.
Low or a mid-low?
It just says low. So, I mean, I know what it's like at John U. Lloyd, which is called something else now.
Well, wait. You said a mid-low or a low-low? Is that what you said, Mike?
Right. Yeah. So typically, if you look at the tide charts, you'll see a high tide and then a low tide. And then many times in the mid cycles, you'll get a kind of a mid high and a mid low. So that it doesn't go all the way to low tide. It goes to a lower tide.
Right.
Yeah.
Or if you were to get like king tides or something like that, which are abnormally high tides and sometimes low tides.
Yeah,
but the point is the point is that if you plan on retrieving your boat at low tide, just put that in the back of your mind at 3:08 p.m. You're going to have to push your trailer further into the ramp, but you have to be careful because most ramps, they'll have a little bump that's sort of, like the bump you have in a parking spot. But if you don't pay attention to it and your wheels go over that bump and get caught beyond it, you may not get that trailer back out so easily.
Well,
and I think Mike mentioned something like that at the break.
Yeah. A few years ago, the river was low, and I was watching this guy back his trailer in to get his boat. And when he started to pull out, he could not pull the trailer out because the wheels had gone off the end of the ramp. And so he got out and he put his truck in. He locked his hubs and he put his truck in four-wheel low.
Yeah.
To overcome that, and boy, did he ever overcome it. He now his boat was on the trailer, but when he started up the ramp in 4 low, it popped the leaf springs on his trailer, and the axle actually came off the trailer.
Wow!
So he dragged the boat and the trailer up the ramp with no wheels.
Huh.
On
Okay.
it.
That's probably not ideal.
No, it was a loud popping noise too, and followed by a lot of cussing.
A lot of cursing.
Yeah.
Well, hey, boat ramp Olympics. Yeah, I mean, it will be prime time this next weekend for sure. You want to go just set up a lawn chair by your local boat dock and watch the fireworks. We're not talking about expired flares either.
Flares, no. But bring an umbrella. It will be hot. It's going to be 95.
Yeah.
Daily highs out here, feeling like 105.
Yeah.
Next week.
Bring an umbrella and some cold beers.
Bring an umbrella. A lot of cold drinks.
Yeah. I've said this many times before. So one of these days, there's going to be a TV production company that does a reality show on that. I mean,
there are on YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube, but I think they ought to just do a full-blown show, like Below Deck, Boat Dock Olympics or something or whatever. But yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of YouTube clips, but I think it could be a whole show.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a correlation to divorce rates and how busy boat ramps are on a weekend. You always see these stickers that say, "I'm sorry for what I said when I was docking the boat" and all that stuff.
Right.
But I have seen some of the funniest things at boat ramps.
Oh, it's fun laughing at other people's misery. Let's be honest.
Right.
It's just our human nature. It's how we roll sometimes. But yeah, it's mildly entertaining when it's not you, you know. But yeah, watch out for that for sure. Now, are you heading out yourself, Mike? You mentioned that earlier that you guys planning a big Memorial Day weekend blow. Somewhere?
Yeah, we're gonna take Silhouette out and Stinger. Stinger's the Craig Cat, and we're gonna roam around the St. Johns River. Maybe go up towards DeLand, that area, and maybe take the Craig Cat over to the Wekiva River and go do some swimming and stuff like that. So
you ever feel a little weird if you leave Silhouette alone while you're both out on the Craig Cat? And it's not like you have an attack dog on there or anything like that, huh?
No, we don't have an attack dog, but no, I mean there's a couple of coves that we like to go to and anchor out, and it's close to the Wekiva River, so we can anchor out in this nice cove, and then go roaming and exploring.
So this will be an overnight thing or a 2 or 3 night thing.
Yeah,
perfect.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll stay on the boat all weekend and enjoy the river and the weather, and we've got some friends that have some jet skis, so they'll come over and we'll have some food and just a
I think
great
I know
time.
what we need to do now, Barry, is suck up
That's
to
right.
Mike.
Just show up. Come on.
That's right.
Hey, remember us?
Yeah.
From the world of boating.
Yeah, come on
Bring
over.
a canoe and paddle over and then sink the canoe. Hey, we're stuck here now.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, don't give them. Don't give our
okay.
secrets
All right.
away, Barry.
All right, I won't say
Yeah.
a word.
Yeah. What about you, Barry? You going to take your boat out?
I'm going to try to take out during the weekday.
Right before
I've gotten
the
to
weekend.
a point in my life where I just don't want to deal with it. I may do what you had suggested, is head down to the ramp and just kind of watch the festivities.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
are you going to put your boat in though, or just?
No, I'm talking about over that weekend. I
Oh,
may go
okay.
down there just to see what goes on.
Well, you could put your boat in before the Memorial Day weekend, and then have it in the water, and then
I've
watch
done that.
festivities from the
where
water.
Is
Is
I,
that what
I've
you're thinking?
launched.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. All right. He just
No,
wants to sit
if
back.
I'm gonna, if I bring the boat out, it'll be during the weekday because I want to run her for a while.
Mhm.
Now that I got everything working nicely, and just exercise her.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for some calm seas too. Now it was really nice 2 days ago. There was absolutely flat calm out there, but I was already tied up working on my daughter's car. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the weather has died down a little bit.
the weather,
finally
yeah,
in Florida.
it is.
It's been
Mhm.
blowing like crazy, so hopefully that'll pan out through the Memorial Day weekend. We'll have to wait and see. All right, more coming up on the World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network. You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
You guys, where's Haley?
She is on a boat in the marina, putting you in her rear view mirror. Boats have those, don't they?
Come on down to my boat, baby.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Barry the Boater, Mike the Mariner, rounding out the crew. Okay, so Memorial Day weekend, next weekend, the unofficial kickoff to the boating season across the U.S. I mean, we're in Florida, so it never stops for us. We're kind of fortunate in that sense.
Yeah.
But the rest
But
of the
the
country, this is
the weather,
this is the weekend.
weather
yeah.
lays down.
The
mean,
weather
the-
lays down in
The
Florida, or
weather
what do you
lays
mean?
down. Oh yeah, down here because we do get the cold fronts during the winter.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll bring these fronts come in. They'll bring a lot of winds. You'll have seas out there that are 4 to 6 feet, sometimes
Right.
8 foot.
Yeah.
You hit out in. But now, I mean, right now, southeast winds 5 to 10, seas less than 2 feet.
Sounds pretty
Southeast
good.
Waves, 1 foot waves every 4 seconds is like a roller.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
when I was down in South Florida in the Keys a little
Yeah.
over a week ago, I was talking to some of the dive operators, and man, they've had a rough last couple months
why?
running their charter operations because the winds have been pretty high and the
Yeah.
seas unbelievable. But the weather has been perfect, for the snowbirds coming down to Florida wanting to get away and get a little blast of warmth, But but there's been a constant breeze and just enough to stir up the visibility, make diving sucky, and or the sea's too rough where if you go out you're going to blow chunks all over, and they have to cancel a lot of their dive charters. So they're looking
Yeah.
for the winds to come down just a bit, and it's sad because the weather really has been perfect. I
Mhm.
mean, I was out on a trip in down in the Keys, and then I did that cruise thing. We were over in Bimini in the Bahamas, and the weather was just, I mean, picture perfect for walking around topside. But if you wanted to get on a boat, get ready. You're going to blow, you know?
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be the most comfortable experience on a boat. Matter of fact, some people were supposed to come over and meet us in Bimini and cross over from Fort Lauderdale, and they couldn't make it because the seas were too rough. So
Yeah,
they
it
stayed
seems
back.
like this year there was an abnormal
Amount of wind.
Wind for a good 3 or 4 months
Right.
of the
And that's exactly
going
what they
from-
were saying, Mike. And that's why I bring it up, because they said this has been a rough season over
Yeah.
the last couple months. So they're anxious to kind of make up business, see the winds die down a tad so they can, run more charters and get the books back in the
when I
back of the
ran
black.
Silhouette up to Jacksonville, to get the bottom job done and all that stuff. The trip up and the trip back were both just miserable. Just,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, high winds, choppy, just, but sunny
Yeah.
and nice, but just horrendously rough and just not fun. You know.
Well, right now in the Keys, it's beautiful. Seas 1 to 3 feet, subsiding to 1 to 2, and that's over from Ocean Reef to Craig Key.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So they've really laid down. Again, the winds are 10 to 15 knots, and then they kind of lay down to 5 knots. So it's a
Right.
good week and a good weekend to go out boating.
Well, exactly. And I mean, that's you always have that balancing act when you're taking your boat out. You want to have a pleasant experience where the seas aren't so rough, but also it's nice to have a little bit of a breeze going, just enough maybe to keep the bugs at bay, because that's the downside. When the winds die down, out come the mosquitoes. And they'll
Well,
get you.
if you're in the mangroves or in those areas, But
Yeah.
if you're out in the ocean, I've never had any bugs.
Well, I'm talking about down in the Keys specifically.
Yeah, well, because the mangroves and all that
From
stuff
the
so close to
Everglades,
you.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I've been down there when the winds die down and the skeeters start blowing over to the Florida Keys.
Yeah.
In the summer months, especially when the winds die down. Have you ever experienced that?
Oh yeah.
It
I mean,
is-
sometimes
it is
there's
pretty-
mosquitoes down there that can pick you up and carry you.
Well,
away.
exactly,
I mean,
right. You gotta wear an ankle bracelet or something and attach
Yeah,
it
I mean,
to
you
your
walk
vessel.
outside, and by the time you go get something out of your car, you walk back in the house. You have to go get a blood transfusion.
Yeah.
because-
I mean, the plus side is the seas are flat calm sometimes. It'd be like boating on a pool.
Well, it makes for a nicer
glass.
ride, especially if you have family members that don't particularly care for rough rides.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the macho guys are always at the helm there, and they want to go full speed ahead and all that.
Right.
And then the wife says, I don't have my kidneys anymore. I left them somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any tips on how to manage the bugs, Barry, or you just deal with it? I do.
The only time I've had issues with bugs is if I go to the ramp either early in the morning or in the evening when it's twilight.
Right.
You get no-see-ums, and that's DEET, a lot of DEET.
A lot of DEET, a lot of that cancer-causing chemical stuff.
Yeah, well, those little things really bite hard. I don't know how they do it. They're so small, and they really make a great pain in your skin.
I'll say there's been some newer concoctions that don't have DEET.
Like what?
That I've found that work pretty well.
Right.
I mean, just some of the new ones that say doesn't have DEET in them and
doesn't have DEET.
Well, yeah, it doesn't have DEET.
Water.
I mean, they still say that's probably the most effective overall, but there's other concoctions that I've actually found work pretty good that are a little bit more, friendly
Natural.
from the chemical
What was the name of that
standpoint,
that company that made the cosmetics? They had something that supposedly worked.
Yeah. Well, there's all kinds of companies that are doing this on small scale. But if you look out there, I mean, you can find some pretty interesting options, and then you just have to experiment a little bit,
Yeah.
And because I think it does, for certain people it works better, and for others it doesn't. So I think you got to have trial and error type of stuff.
You haven't bottled Liquid Greg yet?
No,
and you
no.
can start selling that.
Well, God knows that would be the perfume of choice for women all around the world. Ode de Greg.
Ode de Greg, yes.
Ode de Greg.
It is a bug
and Barry,
repellent.
evidently.
No, it's a bug repellent and a lubricant.
Oh, wow.
Oh, God.
Way to make it awkward, Barry. So, yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, you got to, plan accordingly. That's all
Yes,
I'm saying.
absolutely. Make sure you have sunblock, at least if you're out this week, because you will burn.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But all that stuff is very easily managed, is my point.
Yeah.
And if you just do a little digging on yourself, find out what works for you, whether it's type of sunscreen or bug spray and that kind of stuff, you can keep those elements in check and still be able to enjoy what we love. I mean, like I said, that's the downside of having the wind is that you don't have any bugs. And, you still got to watch the sunscreen thing a little bit. But, man, the weather has been so perfect topside right now. But as Barry's a big diver, Mike's a diver too. And so we're always looking at options to jump off the boat and into the water. And unfortunately, the last 2-3 months have not been ideal in Florida, despite the fact that the weather's been just beautiful.
Yeah, even all the way back to July, the last during the sportsman season for lobster.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable how windy it was in July and how murky the water was. We could not find any lobster. You literally couldn't see. You hit the water and your visibility was about a foot.
Right.
I mean, you literally couldn't see anything.
Yeah, and it's all it is because there's wind topside and it's pulling the water along the top and it's stirring up the water column, and we're
talking about shallow water over there.
Well, not even
too.
shallow. I mean, it doesn't take a lot. If it's blowing enough, it can create these kind of vortexes under the water column. When I was out on my last liveaboard trip in Sabo, we had the same problem. And usually have amazing visibility. And the weather was perfect, temperature, sunny, and we couldn't see hardly past our, hand in front of our face. It was just unfortunate. So we had to go over to St. Kitts and find better conditions there, which we did, and all worked out fine. All right, well, plan accordingly to get out on your boat for Memorial Day weekend next week and make the best of it. And till then, we'll leave you with this. Remember, it's always better. Well, whether it's sail or motor, it's always better.
Life is
better
Life is better
as a boater.
There you go. See, that's the AC/DC and the bourbon.
Yep.
Safe boating, everyone.
Here, you barnacle-bitten swab.
World of Boating is brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Any of this getting through to you, son?
World of Boating is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Computer standing by.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past shows worldwide over the internet at worldofboating.com.
Computers can do that?
So tell a friend and come aboard every week for the World of Boating.
This is so great. I can't wait. I'm getting goosebumps. Feel me. Feel me.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
TTFN. Ta-ta for now.
The opinions you just heard on the World of Boating are those of the hosts, callers, and guests. They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
What are you being such a weenie for?
While on the water, your safety and the safety of many others depends on you. So boat smart and operate your vessel only after receiving the proper training and instruction for your area.
There is a fine line between genius and madness.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at worldofboating.com.